Christmas Eve, 1945, Fayetteville, West Virginia. While the world celebrated peace after the war, a horrific tragedy was unfolding for the Sodder family. A fire devoured their home, and 5 children were lost. But this isn't just a story about a fire. It's a story about what was not found in the ashes. For decades, a lone billboard stood by the highway, featuring the faces of 5 beautiful children. Their parents believed they were still alive. Today, we dive into the chilling mystery of the Sodder children disappearance. Welcome to your channel name. George Sodder, an Italian immigrant, and his wife Jenny had a large, happy family of 10 children. They were well liked in their community. George ran a successful trucking business. Life was good, until that fateful Christmas Eve. Around 12:30 a.m., the phone rang. Jenny answered. A woman asked for a person Jenny didn't know. Jenny heard strange laughter in the background before the woman hung up. It was odd, but Jenny went back to bed, noticing the downstairs lights were still on and the shades not drawn. Just after 1 a.m., Jenny awoke again to the sound of something hitting the roof, then a rolling sound. Half an hour later, she smelled smoke. George's office was on fire. He, Jenny, and 4 children escaped, but 5 remained upstairs. The staircase was already consumed by flames. Panic set in. George frantically tried to call the fire department, but the phone was dead. He ran outside to get his 2 trucks to drive them closer to the window and climb up, but neither truck would start. George tried to use his ladder, but it was nowhere to be found. He had used it just days before. The fire department, located only 2 miles away, didn't arrive until 8 a.m. By then, the house was a pile of smoking ashes. George and Jenny were devastated. They believed their children, Morris, Martha, Louis, Jenny, and Betty, were gone. The official cause of the fire was ruled faulty wiring, but George knew his wires had just been inspected. The suspicious clues began to pile up. The morning after the fire, investigators did a brief search. They expected to find bones. The fire had been intense, yes, but not hot enough, and certainly not long enough, to cremate 5 bodies. They found nothing. Remember the dead phone? A telephone lineman later told George that the line hadn't been burned through. It had been neatly cut. Suspicion grew. This fire was not an accident, and the missing ladder, it was found discarded near a roadside embellishment, nearly 75 feet away. Someone had deliberately moved it to prevent George from reaching the children's windows. The family recalled strange events before the night. A man had visited looking for work, pointed to George's fuse box and warned, "This is going to cause a fire someday." George thought nothing of it at the time. Another man, apparently trying to sell insurance, became angry when George refused. He told George, "Your house is going to go up in smoke and your children are going to be destroyed," because of George's anti-Mussolini views. Just days before Christmas, the older children noticed a man sitting in a parked car on the main street, watching the younger children walk home from school. Someone was planning something. In 1949, the family, unable to accept the official story, hired a private investigator. They built the famous billboard that would stand for 30 years, offering a $5,000 reward for information. They were convinced the children had been kidnapped. There were leads. A woman in a nearby town claimed to have seen the children after the fire, accompanied by 2 men and 2 women of Italian extraction. Another waitress said she served them breakfast the next morning. A woman at a Charleston hotel stated she saw the children a week later, with 2 Italian men. She said the men were uncooperative when she tried to speak to the children and refused to allow her to speak with them. The most shocking lead came in 1968. Jenny received a postcard in the mail. It was a photo of a young man, about 25, bearing a striking resemblance to Louis. On the back, it said, "Louis Sodder, I love brother Frankie." The family hired another detective to investigate the postcard, but he vanished and was never heard from again. The family updated the billboard with the adult photo of Louis, but no one ever found the man in the picture. One major theory is Mafia involvement. George was an outspoken critic of Mussolini's Italian government. Some believe the Mafia, using the local insurance agent as a front, took the children to Italy as revenge, or to sell them for adoption. The other theory, held by law enforcement, is that the children simply perished in the fire, and their small remains were either pulverized or missed in the brief search. But the lack of physical evidence makes this hard to accept. George and Jenny Sodder passed away never knowing the fate of their children. The last surviving sibling, Sylvia, dedicated her life to keeping the case alive. Today, the question remains, did 5 children perish in the flames, or were they taken into the night? The Sodder disappearance is a haunting puzzle. What do you believe happened? Was it the Mafia, a terrible accident, or a perfect kidnapping? Let us know in the comments. Thank you for watching your channel name, and remember, sometimes the darkest mysteries are found right in the middle of a celebration.